My name is Jada Drew, and I played basketball throughout school, elementary to college at Guilford College, and I also helped to coach the women's basketball team for about a year and a half.
Hey, and one of my first questions, have you been athletically successful?
Have I been athletically successful?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I believe so. Until I suffered from injuries in college, ACL.
Okay, and being athletically successful, do you think that you gain a lot of popularity because of this?
Yes, I think so.
Why do you think that is so?
I think because people love success, they're drawn to success even if it is not their own. And so, growing up in school, the people who are on the football team or the basketball team or whatever sport, especially if you're winning, you're going to be popular. So I think that's why.
How young were you when you started playing sports?
I was about 10 years old when I started playing basketball. No, probably like 8.
8,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you? When did you notice that you were actually good at playing sports?
Um, when I had to beg my uncles and my older guy cousins to let me play, and when they finally let me play, I like started beating them. So
You just started balling out.
yeah,
Do you think that you became academically successful because of sports?
no, not because of sports, but I had to keep my grades up because my father told me if I didn't, he wouldn't let me play. So I had to get all A's, and if I got B's, I would get in trouble. He would talk to the coaches, and the coaches would make sure I did my work before they allowed me to start. So there was cause and effect a little bit, but it wasn't because of basketball.
Ah, that's nice. So did that also help you stay out of trouble with them telling you that you couldn't go out, unless you were doing good in school?
Did sports help me stay out of trouble?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was always busy, so I really didn't have a lot of time to get in trouble. And I
Okay.
was representing not only myself and my family, but also the school and the athletic team. So we were always told to represent the team well. So I think that helped a lot with staying out of trouble per se. But I'm not a troublemaker, so I didn't have that problem.
Of course not. Do you think that with your parents being supportive of you in athletics, that helped you out a lot?
Yes.
Did the media have anything to do with your love and admiration for playing the sport? Do you have any idols?
Um, I I had a love-hate relationship with Michael Jordan. I love his game. Nobody's better than Michael Jordan, point blank. But I also always wanted to combat my dad. He loved Michael Jordan, so I always like
Yeah.
go against the Bulls. But I do think the media and popular culture has a lot to do with it, just because there's so much fame attached to it, and you don't oftentimes see a lot of the work that has to go into it. But I think it has a lot to do with it.
And so, as far as being a coach, do you think that have you had any experiences with kids getting in trouble?
Um, Getting in trouble? No, but I do know that there's an extra support system when it comes to academics if you are an athlete, whether it be on the collegiate level or primary and secondary school, because you have that extra coach or coaches or athletic department that's giving you the support and the resources to make sure you keep your grades up.
Does player image have anything to do with the effect on a program? Do you think that affects a program negatively if it has a negative image or
If the
positively?
particular player,
Yes.
if the player is, if it's like a star player, especially if it's a star player, because if the player is um, shows bad sportsmanship and still plays, or if the player doesn't act respectful in class, and that shows that the team is accepting that. So I think that's a bad influence. But at the same time, if the player isn't necessarily a star player, still has that connection with the team. It's just not as heightened.
Overall, how would you think that sports have helped you out in life?
It's helped with the discipline, just as far as, and it's really helped with time management.
Yeah.
And in college, I had ACL surgery for like, I don't know, the fifth surgery I've ever had. And so I stopped playing basketball. And I can tell the difference between myself and friends of mine who played throughout college.
Yeah.
Because now I don't care about being late. I don't care. I don't care about, well, I care, but it's not big on my, like,
Yeah.
itinerary. And I can tell that that level of discipline has isn't as high as it used to be compared to friends of mine who played throughout college or
Yeah.
still are associated with a pro team now. So I think it's definitely helpful. I can tell by not playing and having played before.
And being athletically gifted, how did that make you feel as far as people supporting you and stuff like that?
It felt good. Like, even I can remember in high school or even here on campus, like with athletes, if you wear athletic gear or if you look like an athlete or people know you're an athlete, it's like a cool thing. Some people have a certain admiration or hate for you. Either way, you're popular. So I
Yeah.
feel like it definitely heightens your self-esteem,
Yeah.
being an athlete and being connected to a team. But I think it goes to some people's heads.
Um, on my last questions, do you have anything to share with younger athletes? Any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Um, I think younger athletes should, or as a young athlete, I think you should always go outside of your comfort zone, whether it be travel in the summer with like a team that you're not used to playing for or with. Also, like, I think you should, for instance, with basketball, if you're a point, you should know the moves of, a forward. You should know
Yeah.
every position, even with football. You should always be ready to transition. You should always be ready to do something else because you're there for the sake of the team, not for the sake of you. And you're gonna be used accordingly to in order to make the team win.
Yeah.
So I think people shouldn't be attached to specific roles. They should be attached to wanting to win and doing what they need to do to win and being able to maneuver and learn different things in whatever position or different positions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
All right, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
No problem.